What is up, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Today we have a special one for you. We have 1792 bottled in bond. Now, if you may remember from one of my previous videos, we went over 1792 foolproof a little bit, but we didn't do a full review. But today we're going to do a full review of the bottled in bond. As I've said before, for a bottled in bond, this has to be at least 100 proof, 50% alcohol, has to be at least 4 years. Under the supervision of the federal government, and it has to be, all the barrels have to be filled during the same season. So the Bottled in Bond Act, which was introduced in the late 1800s, was to make sure of the legitimacy of the bottle itself. So the government made sure that nothing crazy or weird or harmful went into these bottles, so that when you bought a bottle and it said bottled in bond, you knew that you were getting a quality product. Funny enough, today though, if the bottle says bottled in bond, it does not necessarily mean it's going to be quality. So let's get right into this bottle right here, 1792, bottled in bond. Let's open it for the first time. All right, let's see if we can get a little cork pop right here. Ooh, nice. 50% alcohol is such a good proof. 100 proof is one of the best proofs, I think. It's right in that middle ground. It's fantastic. The color of it looks really nice. It's a really nice golden bronze with like a hint of orange to it. It's a very nice color. So on the nose, you get a really nice, subtle cinnamon spice to it. Maybe even like more of like a red hot cinnamon spice, just a little bit. I get a caramel note in there on the nose as well, but not like a super sweet caramel. Almost like a sea salt caramel. It has a little bit of that banana note that you expect from a 1792 product. It's not as present as it is in the foolproof, but it is still there on the back of the nose. Overall, smells pretty good. Obviously not as potent or as complex as the foolproof, but still very, very nice nose to it. So let's taste it and let's see what it tastes like. So right up front, the first thing I get is butterscotch. Not just like any butterscotch, but more like those like butterscotch candies that you would get at your grandma's house. That's what it tastes like. When you go back for a smell, you get a little bit more of that banana, but also kind of like a peachy note. Not really sure where that's coming from. Still a little bit of that cinnamon spice or that red hot spice to it. I'm getting a little bit of char or barrel tannin to it. Yeah, it's a little bit of barrel tannin, a little bit of drying on the back of the throat. And a nice little bit of char, not too heavy, but a nice little bit right on the end. But right up front, it's full butterscotch, little bit of that cinnamon still on the palate, and then char near the end. And it has a very nice long finish. It's just kind of a very subtle long char finish, which is really, really good. Overall, this is a really, really nice bottle. I still personally like the foolproof better, but that's just me. But the bottled in bond is really good. It has a little bit of that tannin char to it, a little bit of funkiness to it. But I think if I let it open for about a couple weeks or so, that'll kind of mellow out, and you'll get more of that butterscotch cinnamon banana note to it. So that'll be really nice. It's interesting though that I don't get a lot of brown sugar or maple in this. Most bourbons I get like at least a hint of brown sugar or like a little bit of that like deep sort of molasses type note to it, but this I'm not getting a lot of that. Most of that sweet smell from this bourbon is actually coming through more as a butterscotch, which is really interesting because I don't have a lot that are full butterscotch like that. Tastes like if you had like a banana candy that was like a banana toffee with like a little bit of cinnamon on top. I don't even know if that type of candy even exists, but if it was a candy and that type of thing, if that type of thing existed, this is probably what it would taste like. Yeah, the more I taste it, the more char I get. It's like a heavy oak note that I'm getting on the back. The palate's getting more oaky and the nose is actually getting more cinnamony. So overall, it's a solid bourbon. If you can find it, I would definitely pick it up. Don't pay too much for it though, because $17.92, especially for the bottled in bond and for their full proof, tend to have pretty high secondary prices. So don't pay too much for it. But if you don't have a bottle of this, definitely pick it up. Well, that's it for today, guys. If you went on to enjoy this review, please leave a like, share, and comment down below. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you next time on this channel for another whiskey video. Peace.